Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Let me tell you something, man. A lot of respect for Jermall Charlo. He's been removed from the Tim Tszyu Errol Spence card. For obvious reasons, man. Couldn't get his paperwork together, visa, passport, whatever it was. He couldn't get cleared to, I think, enter the country. And it's unfortunate because whatever legal issues that he had going on or he has going on, in case you guys didn't know, the Aussies are very strict as far as who they allow in their country, especially when you have some kind of ongoing legal issues or you had. They're very particular. But with Jermall Charlo, after listening to that man talk with Andre Ward, I just feel a kind of way about him. I don't know him, but you can just see that he's somebody who's gone through stuff, still going through stuff, but is really trying to get it together and be positive. And this was it sounds cliche, but a minor setback for maybe a major comeback. But I'm going to say this. There's a lot of things as far as the matters affecting that visa process. A lot of things that are being speculated. A lot of things are unconfirmed. But just knowing how the Aussies work, you saw Devin Haney's dad, Bill Haney, was having some issues with getting out there, and Devin was going to fight George Kambosos, and that's where I first learned about just how strict the Aussies can be when people are trying to enter the country. But I'm going to tell you this. As far as Jermall and what's next, I hope they reschedule him for the next big fight card, for whoever it is. The man's in training, he's in shape, he's on weight. Just let's not allow him to fall to the wayside. PBC is now hooked up there with DAZN. They're going to have a lot of their fighters active again. Let's get him going, because I don't want to see his comeback to be delayed any further. He's back. He's in a positive space. He's trying to fight. Just have him fight stateside. And he's got to work through whatever happened out there with Australia and his paperwork. He needs to figure that out, because that shit can happen if there's an opportunity to go fight in the UK or anywhere else outside of the United States. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, inactivity permanently hurts careers. And I think his inactivity has hurt his career. But again, if you have not seen it, go watch it. It's called, I think it's The Art of Ward. Andre Ward, he does a podcast, and he interviews different people, but of course a lot of boxers. And the one with Jermall Charlo, all of them are spot on. But this one, I guess because I was curious, like, how the hell did Charlos fall off? Two twins, good-looking guys, can fight. And then again, twins, man, who are both champions. I mean, it's unheard of. You'd think they would have been in every commercial, every cereal box. You have a bunch of sponsors, man. I just don't understand what went wrong with them guys. But at the end of the day, I'm not here to talk about all that shit. What I will say is, as far as promoters investing heavily in him, I don't know. But I hope so, because he's still a superstar. But no matter how much of a superstar he is, it doesn't matter if you keep having these long layoffs, so you can't fight it. You remain inactive. At some point in time, people just start to forget about you, and then now you up and away in the wrong direction. So hopefully he can get it all together. But I was really looking forward to seeing him go down there to Australia and do the business, man. Tim Tszyu and Errol Spence, they're still fighting. It's still on. I think that's going to be a tough fight for both of them. But I really want to see what Jermall had. Because I love, Jermall jab. I just want to see him jab. That's it. That man has that Ike Cortez jab. That's what he should call himself, Jermall Bazooka Charlo. That jab is ridiculous, man. He will kill you with his jab. But it is what it is, man. Moving on. Oscar De La Hoya and Vergil Ortiz trying to paint the picture that Jaron Ennis doesn't want to fight Ortiz. Once again, here we go. Oscar De La Hoya, yeah, me, Oscar De La Hoya, Oscar De La Hoya, Tired of hearing this guy talk right now, man. Trying to put this public pressure on Jaron Ennis and his team. Understand this. Understand this. The argument's simple there, Mr. De La Hoya. I know y'all want the horns to blow, the Mexican horns. Viva Mexico, Camarones. But y'all ain't hearing that shit. You know why? Because Boots isn't interested anymore. He didn't want to mess with y'all, man. They wanted to fight you. They were coming chasing after y'all, trying to make the fight. Y'all always had excuses. Excuse after excuse. You swear, more excuses than a man going to prison and shit. They focus on more bigger championship opportunities, undisputed fights, if they can make it with Fundora and Josh Kelly. What? Why would they come and mess with Vergil Ortiz? Y'all got to get to the back of the line. I'm just being honest with you. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Vergil can't fight. He's still a high-risk fight. But what's the reward there? What's the reward for fighting Vergil? Now, you fight Josh Kelly. It's a high-risk fight. Big reward, pick up another title. Bush has 3 belts. Then he fights Fundora. Very big, very, very big risk. Huge reward. He beats him, he becomes undisputed. Fighting Vergil Ortiz, what? He throwing him a lifeline. Nah, man, we ain't throwing him no lifeline. So you can say what you want. Jaron Ennis and his team are doing the right thing. Put them to the back of the line. They're playing these stupid games over there. De La Hoya, Golden Boy, Rick Meridian, Vergil Ortiz. Playing these games. Sat there, man, put duck sauce on the sauce. Put duck sauce on the fried rice. Totally avoided Jaron Boots Ennis. Just for Jaron and Zayas to fight, for them to come and resurface. Oh, hey, great news. We're all back together. Kumbaya. Nah. Take your ass up out of here. Oscar wants Boots and Vergil. You know why? Because they want to try to put on a massive pay-per-view. Want to try to make some big money. Keep the Golden Boy momentum going. Nah, man. Ship has slowed down. Big time, didn't it? And I think when you look at Jaron Boots Ennis and his team, they just want they want legacy. And they want larger purses. They want bigger titles. And I'm going to say this, nobody's scared. Vergil will scrap, Jaron will scrap. But somebody out here begging. Somebody begging. Spare change, please. Jaron, man, throw that man some spare change, man. Okay, sorry about that. Jaron, throw that man some spare change. You know what I'm saying? And then tell him to get out your way. Throw him a little 79 cents. Put some pennies in that shit. Tell him to get out of here. You know? Vergil Ortiz and his team got to understand that sometimes business priorities just don't line up. And while Jaron Ennis was working, Zayas was working, Tim Tszyu was working, Errol Spence was working, Fundora was working, he got to face a mandatory. Vergil Ortiz and De La Hoya and Rick Meridian, they were sitting here playing games. You know what I'm saying? They played hide and seek. Well, go back and hide. Nobody's seeking you out. So get to the back of the line and regain your rebuild your momentum, get your profile back up, and then maybe you may have an opportunity in 2028 to get in there and fight for a title at 154, man. Vergil Ortiz, his career, he can still fight, don't get me wrong, but his career is going the wrong direction. And hey, he needs to thank his manager and thank De La Hoya and thank himself, take some accountability. Now, as far as all these guys fighting, one guy who's not going to be fighting is Terence Crawford. He's not getting caught up in the hype. He's not taking the Jaron Boots in his bait. Every time people are interviewing Terence Crawford, they want to know, what do you think about what Boots said? You'd be easy work. I like how Crawford is just there and just blows that shit off. He's like, I'm retired. He can say what he wants. He's supposed to feel that way. Doesn't mean that it's true, but he can feel that way. Crawford ain't worried about it. Some people out here asking, who wins, Crawford or Boots? It's funny. They're doing Crawford the same way they did Mayweather. And it just comes with the territory. And Crawford should sit back and just kind of just bask in retirement and just sit back and be like, wow, they're actually doing me the way they did Mayweather and all the other greats who came before me. You know what that means? That means that you're a great Crawford. It is. You're retired, you moved on, you're not interested in debating fantasy fights. That's the same thing all that your predecessors went through. All the greats go through it. But I'm going to tell you what, fans remain divided. because you watched Jaron Boots Ennis when he fought Zayas. Makes you wonder what would happen if he fought, Crawford. Because Crawford ain't no spring chicken no more. He a pop. Makes you wonder just how that shit would go. But I'll tell you this. All we can do is wonder. Because Crawford and his retirement is genuine. There are some who are going to say, look, turkey on the sheet, when turkey's in the house, every day is Thanksgiving. You give Crawford the right offer, changes everything. He'll be back. He's only been retired for about a year. That's about how much time he takes off in between fights anyway. Give him the right money, he'll come back. I'm going to tell you, y'all want Crawford back in the ring, turkey on the sheet, you want him back in the ring, get him at $1 billion. Crawford will bring his ass back. Yeah, it's worth possibly losing a fight to come get paid $1 billion. Fighting Saudi too, keep all your money, go get $1 billion, come back. I could care less. Yeah, take this. Give me a loss, give me that $1 billion. Y'all can kiss my ass. I'd take it. But I'm just telling you, Crawford's not worried about no damn. He's not worried about fueling headlines and trying to compare himself to Ennis and what he would do to Jaron if they fought. He doesn't care. So it is what it is. It's just leave Crawford alone. Now, something else that's going on. Amanda Serrano returns August 21st. And some are excited, but there are others who are more just looking at her opponent. Now, we know Serrano wants to get another knockout so she can have the most knockouts when it comes to females, because Christy Martin, I think, has the record. But my thing is this. Serrano's put the work in. She's entitled to do what she wants. She's at the end of her career, damn near 20-year career. She can do what she wants. But she's fighting somebody, I think, who has 4 fights. Last name is Manzur or something. But she just doesn't have a resume that I was expecting for someone like Serrano's stature to be in the ring with. But at the end of the day, I understand what they're doing with Serrano. She has nothing left to prove. She's just doing what she wants. She's earned that right. You know what I'm saying? But the concerns about her fighting someone with such limited experience, and it's not even elite experience, it's limited experience, man. So I think Serrano is going to decapitate this woman. It is a mismatch, and it's just going to be another knockout. And it is what it is. They just want to make sure Serrano breaks Christy Martin's record. But then the other talking point is they're fighting on TikTok. Now, I don't know much about streaming to TikTok, but I do believe what Jake Paul and MVP are doing, they're trying to reach a younger audience. It's more of a marketing experiment. And I tell you what, everything now is about social media. It's about platforms. It's about apps. It's about networks. It's just not about TV anymore. It's about this right here. So if you get a young person that's on TikTok and there's a fight on and they can just right there from wherever they're sitting, because that's the one thing these young people don't put down. They don't put down their phones. So if you can bring the fight right to them on the app, their favorite app, it's pretty smart. And plus, Jake Paul still has the attention of the young audience. So now he starts to put his women, his fight cards on there. Now all of a sudden you get the younger audience more engaged, and you grow your profile, grow your platform, and you grow all of these women's, I would say, their profiles as well. And I think that's a good thing. So I think we can see future boxing cards stream right from TikTok. You just got to wait and see how it all plays out. But if it's successful, now you're talking about introducing boxing to millions of younger viewers who don't normally watch traditional broadcasts. And now they grow with the sport. They grow with MVP. They grow with these ladies. And then from there, you talk about the sponsorships, the endorsement deals, the branding deals. You talk about that Wu-Tang Cream, cha-ching-ching, dollar bill, y'all, in women's boxing. I tell you what, boy, any female fighters out there, you might as well have just gone over to MVP. If you're doing something different, you need to stop and reassess, because what Jake Paul is doing, I'm telling y'all, I keep saying, that man's thinking long term. Everybody else is looking short term. He's looking long term. And I just think a lot of these women, man, they're gonna miss the bus. So they better hop on and take the ride because I think they're going to regret it. Now, talking about somebody who's going to regret something, Conor Benn. This guy fighting Ryan Garcia, all bad. All bad. I'm going to keep saying it. You know, you look at the polls out there, Ryan Garcia, I think it's like 70% of people feel he's going to knock Conor Benn out. Conor Benn has to get down to 147. That's where he's going to lose the fight. 147, he loses. Okay? He's going to lose the weight. He's going to lose on the scale. The scale is going to knock out Conor Benn. But that being said, man, when you look at Ryan Garcia, I'm not surprised that the polls are increasingly favoring him. The left hook, fast hands, the reach, natural counterpuncher. I mean, it's like I say every time I do these roll-ups, I'm gonna talk about Ryan and Conor Benn. It's just that speed, man. And if Ben gets hit, he's not gonna be able to recover. But they can say, well, he can bring the kind of pressure that can break Ryan. Ryan's quit before. He'll go to the body. You back up Ryan. He's not good going backwards. Listen, whatever you want to say to try to convince yourself, I'm telling you, it's an interesting clash of styles. Can make a really fun debate, and I would even say like a discussion. But Conor Benn loses, man. He just does not win. There's just no way in the world he wins this fight. And I'm not trying to just be a pessimist and look at, not that I like or dislike Conor Benn. I'm just telling you, man, he's not winning that fight. And it's going to be violent. I think and like I said yesterday, I'm going to keep saying, within 30 seconds, he gets knocked out cold. Or whenever Ryan lands a left hook, the fight's over. Okay? Now, Michaela Mayer and Chantel Cameron, they could impact Claressa Shields. Now, Michaela Mayer and Chantel Cameron fight on August 29th. And their fight has become more meaningful now that Claressa's down at 160. You see, a lot of fans are wondering if the winner could end up challenging Claressa. And I think so. I think Claressa's fighting Kay Scott, if she beats her, I think the next fight could be, they're talking about Lauren Price. I don't think she fights Lauren Price. I think it'll be Mayer or Chantel Cameron, whoever wins that fight. Now you got a super fight that emerges because that's the kind of fight that's going to get boxing fans buzzing because Mayer can scrap and Cameron can scrap. And Claressa will be in a tough fight. So we could get another blockbuster event. And who knows? This could create the kind of rivalry that Claressa Shields needs to where she has her trilogy. But next year, so they fought end of this year. If they fought the end of this year, that would be Claressa's third fight on her contract. Then that means, depending on who won, maybe there's a rematch. That could be the next fight next year. But I would give her 2 fights and then a trilogy. I mean, they'd have to have another one. So that could cut into her plans on trying to start a family with Papoose. So I don't know. I just think Claressa Shields is heading towards a blockbuster event, and she needs one. This Zeus thing and stuff that she's doing, good luck. But Michaela Mayer and Chantel Cameron, I think those are really good fights for Claressa Shields, as long as she stays down at 160. And those women are fighting at 154. I don't think they'll have a problem, 6 pounds. And Claressa, she's at 160. She shouldn't have a problem going down to 154. So they'll sort it out. But again, it depends on the weight classes, the promotional relationships. Again, the MVP may not even want to work with Claressa Shields. And then, of course, the money. Claressa and Wynn Records, they're going to go in there and Papoose, and they're going to try to make her the A side. If she thought she deserved more money than Layla Ali. She's going to think she deserves more money than Michaela Mayer or Chantel Cameron. So, I don't know, man. Intriguing possibility. But we just have to wait for them to actually make the announcement and make it official because, I don't even know if this would happen, but I think they might as well go that way. If she's not going to fight Chris Cyborg and Hannah Gabriels, fight these women. Leave Lauren Price alone. That whole idea of her fighting Lauren Price, that shit is corny. She's a 147-pounder. Clarissa's at 160. They want her to fight at 160, Lauren Price. I don't know. I just think 2 gold medalists against somebody who had 1 gold medal. I understand the selling point. I just don't think it works out well. But talking about something that worked out well for somebody is Michael Moore. Retired heavyweight fighter, man. He's finally receiving his flowers, man. first Southpaw heavyweight champion. Michael Moore, man, I'll tell you, with time changes perception. A lot of the younger fans are now discovering who he was, man. Two-division champion, former light heavyweight champion, lineal heavyweight champion, defeated legend, exceptional southpaw skills from that Kronk gym, Emmanuel Stewart. It's whipping ass. Looks kind of simple, he looked kind of simple till he got in that ring. Something special about those hands. But it's amazing how retirement sometimes allows fans to appreciate careers without the emotion that surrounded them during competition. And it's just nice to see Michael Moore getting that shine. Now, we talk about shine. I'll put it to you that way. This thing about Wynn Records and Dmitry Salita. I don't know what the hell they doing, but they just made another announcement here that generated some curiosity on my end. I don't understand why this guy, Tito Mercado, whatever his name is, why would he sign with Wynn Records and Dmitry Salita? I think he had like 24 wins, 21 knockouts, no losses. So his record looks good, right? Just why would he sign with them? So Wynn Records is expanding into boxing, but I'm not sure if it's gonna focus on fighter branding, music promotion, cross-marketing, entertainment partnerships. I'm not sure what exactly the plans are, but the name, is starting to show up with different things. But they're working with Dmitry Salita, so all of a sudden they're establishing a footprint in the boxing world. But I'm going to tell you this. I'm just waiting on more details about the company's long-term role in the sport because they're here now. They're not no key players or no big players or nothing like that, but they're here. And they're establishing a footprint thanks to Dmitry Salita and Claressa Shields. So good luck. Talk about somebody who established a footprint and it's kind of gone away and they're trying to reestablish it. Edgar Berlanga. He returns July 26th, fighting under Zuffa. Richardson Hitchens is also fighting on that same day, same card. But when it comes to Berlanga, man, he's just one of those guys. One of boxing's most polarizing personalities. But fans are split on him, Some are just like, yo, this guy, he's a hype job. That's how some see him. His defense it sucks. The only thing good about him is his talking, his mouth. He got a big mouth. He can talk a good game. But they're like, when he stepped up against strong opposition, he didn't look that great. He's inconsistent. But then others are like, yo, the dude got tremendous punching power. He's an exciting personality and a major drawing potential. And they believe in his first fight under Zuffa, he's going to do the business and get a big knockout. And then he'll be calling probably a Canelo rematch. All I say is good luck to Edgar Berlanga, man. I do like him. I ain't got time for that big mouth shit, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got time. Back when I was younger, I was a little rude and abrasive, but at my age, I can't listen to all that shit he be talking. But I do wish him the best of luck, man. You can tell he got some good in him. It's just that mouth too goddamn big, man. But I tell you what, he better rise to the occasion and win big because you can't be talking the talk and not walk the walk. Because right now, fans are split on whether they can or can't take that guy serious. Now, something that I'm not here, and I don't know if I could take this serious, is the announcement of Gervonta Davis and Manny Pacquiao fighting. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know what weight they'd fight at, nothing. No particulars have been provided. But the idea of old man Pacquiao from the Serengeti province, I know he likes to fight toe-to-toe. But Pacquiao better leave Gervonta Davis alone. Especially if he's going to cut down to 140. I don't know how they're going to work it out. I don't know what kind of money going to be on the table. But Pacquiao, he got experience. He still has some speed angles. But can he upset Davis despite the age difference? I don't know about all that. Because Pac wasn't getting out of the way of Barrios' punches. Barrios wasn't pulling the trigger. I think Barrios was told to not let his hands go. That's just my opinion. But hey, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But with Gervonta Davis, younger, stronger, bigger puncher than Pacquiao and Barrios, his timing is on point. I think Pacquiao gets knocked out. But one thing for sure, Pacquiao will fight you. Even now, old man Pacquiao, he will fight you. And if negotiations become serious, it would instantly become one of boxing's biggest attractions. I think Gervonta Davis Pacquiao bigger than Pacquiao Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? You gotta look at the star power of both of these guys and the fact that there's more life in Gervonta Davis than there is in Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? So I'll sit back, wait and see how it all plays out. That's just how I see it. Gervonta and Manny Pacquiao. Gervonta's been out the ring for a while. For him to have a comeback fight against Pacquiao, but Pacquiao's been out the ring for a while, fought Barrios, went inactive again. It may balance out. I just don't see Pacquiao beating Gervonta Davis. A young Pacquiao in his prime, yeah, he probably beats everybody, but right now, I just think Gervonta gets him. But anyway, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Y'all keep cool. I'm in the breeze.